Welcome to Mojoyminds.
Have you ever noticed how the things that scares us the most in movies usually have nothing to do with monsters, vampires, or aliens? Welcome back to Mojo Minds, where we look past the surface of entertainment to discover the deeper truth about our world and ourselves. Make sure to hit that like button for your girl, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss another video. So today I will continue the journey into the hidden messages of movies, focusing on how movies explore the darkest corners of the human mind. I will be putting two legendary films side by side that changed the face of horror forever. I'm gonna look at Alfred Hitchcock's absolute classic Psycho and the intense psychological masterpiece The Priest Part 1. On the surface, these movies seem straightforward. Psycho is about a lonely motel owner with a deep secret, and The Priest is a chilling story about fate, dark forces, and a battle for a person's soul. But when you look beneath the special effects and the dramatic music, you find a much more disturbing question. Are these movies just scary fiction, or are they exposing the reality of how human beings are mentally conditioned, broken, and pushed to the edge? I will start with Psycho. When it came out, it shocked the world because it took horror out of old spooky castles and placed it in an everyday, normal roadside motel. The true terror of Norman Bates isn't that he is a monster from another world. The horror is that he looks completely ordinary. Psycho was one of the very first films to show the world the devastating reality of severe mental illness and severe psychological trauma. Norman wasn't born evil. He was conditioned by an abusive, controlling relationship with his mom that completely shattered his mind. He became so trapped by his upbringing that his personality split in two just to survive the guilt. The hidden message of Psycho is that the human mind is fragile. It tells us that the real monsters aren't hiding under the bed. They're living inside our own heads, shaped by our childhood and the people who raise us. Now, let's look at the film Priest Part 1. This movie takes that exact same concept of a fractured mind and wraps it in a blanket of spiritual warfare. When someone is acting strange, speaking in tongues, or losing control of their actions, is it truly a spiritual possession, or is it a severe mental health crisis that society doesn't know how to heal? The movie dives deep into the concept of extreme conditioning. It shows us how isolation, guilt, and religious pressure can weigh so heavily on a person that it snaps their psyche. The character in the movie is fighting a battle, but the hidden message forces the audience to look at the thin line between a broken mind and a broken spirit. It asks us if we use labels like evil to explain away the things we are simply too afraid to understand about human suffering. This brings me back to the ultimate question we love to ask here on this channel. Is this all just entertainment, or is it a form of predictive programming and human conditioning? Some people believe that Hollywood uses movies like Psycho and The Priest to slowly condition the public. The theory is that by constantly showing us stories of madness, possession, and mental instability, the media is training us to look at our fellow human beings with suspicion. It conditions us to believe that anyone could snap at any moment, creating a culture of fear where we isolate ourselves and rely on institutions to keep us safe. But there's a deeper truth behind these stories. Throughout history, humans have always used storytelling to process things they couldn't explain. Before modern medicine, if someone had a mental illness, people said they were possessed by spirits. Today, filmmakers use these exactly the same fears to show us how easily the human mind can be programmed by trauma, isolation, and stress. We are creatures of habit and we are incredibly susceptible to our environment. When a movie shows a character losing their mind, it is holding up a mirror to our greatest fear, which is losing control of ourselves. Now, in my opinion, these movies are not trying to brainwash us, but they are absolutely exposing how easily humans can be conditioned by the world around them. We like to think we have completely free will, but the truth is that our minds are constantly being shaped by trauma. Our families and the media we consume every single day. A movie like Psycho or The Priest is powerful because it reminds us that the human brain is like a computer. And if the wrong programming is put into it through abuse or isolation, the results can be catastrophic. The real truth behind these stories is that the line between sanity and madness is much thinner than any of us want to admit. We comfort ourselves by calling these characters monsters, but they're really just extreme examples of what happens when the human mind breaks under pressure. So, I want to leave you with some food for thought. As you go about your week, take a look at the thoughts and fears you carry inside you. How many of them are truly yours? And how many of them have been conditioned into you by your past, your environment, or the media you watch? Are we truly in control of our own minds? Or are we all just acting out a script that someone else wrote for us? Think about it and let me know your perspective in the comments below. If you love diving deep into the psychology of life and cinema, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up, or even share it with someone who loves a good mystery. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep your mind sharp and your eyes wide open.